Hello everyone, welcome to Tennis Fan Video. Coco Gauff once again cemented her status as one of the best players on the WTA Tour after her run to the Miami Open final. The American, who has endured periods of intense criticism over the last year, performed admirably to reach the final in Florida. Despite losing to Aryna Sabalenka in the championship showpiece, the 21-year-old can be proud of her resilience after winning 4 three-set matches during the tournament. Gauff has now returned to world number 3 following her performance in Miami, overtaking 6-time Grand Slam champion Iga Swiatek. Gauff's rankings rise raises a pertinent question. Is Gauff now the third best player in the world? Steve Johnson discusses whether Coco Gauff is now the third best player in the world. Aryna Sabalenka and Elena Rybakina are undoubtedly the two best players on the WTA Tour at the moment. The pair, ranked first and second on the WTA Tour, have been dominant forces on the WTA Tour this year. Rybakina won her second Grand Slam title in Melbourne, and Sabalenka recently became only the 5th woman to complete the Sunshine Double. Speaking on the Nothing Major show, former world number 21 Steve Johnson has debated whether Coco Gauff is the third best player on the tour behind Sabalenka and Rybakina. "I would say it's similar to the men's side," Johnson said. "There are two players who are more dominant than everyone else. I feel like on the women's, though, they have so much variability. I feel like Coco is the third best player if the serve is adequate. If the serve is not there, then she does have some trouble." Round. Opponent. Score. Round of 128. Bye. Round of 64. Elisabetta Cacciaretto. 3-6, 6-4, 6-3. Round of 32. Alicia Parks. 3-6, 6-0, 6-1. Round of 16. Sorana Cîrstea. 6-4, 3-6, 6-2. Quarterfinal. Belinda Bencic. 6-3, 1-6, 6-3. Semifinal. Karolina Muchova. 6-1, 6-1. Final. Aryna Sabalenka. 2-6, 6-4, 3-6. The way she was able to play in that final, she is the first person to take a set off Sabalenka other than Rybakina this year, which is a joke. And watching the crowd get into it for Coco, obviously we are in the States and it's kind of a home event for her, but she has the ability to draw on the crowd and get it going and get the energy there. I think she probably is the best competitor on the women's side, and that goes a long way. If she puts her best foot forward regardless of her tennis skill that day, so I think she is the third best player in the world. I don't think she needed a big result here in Miami because the clay swing is coming up and she has been incredibly successful on the clay. Steve Johnson is correct. Steve Johnson's assessment of Coco Gauff's current standing in the women's game is wholly accurate. While Gauff still has serving struggles, when these are under control, she is most certainly a top 3 player on the WTA Tour. It seems we, as tennis fans, often forget what Gauff has achieved at such a young age. The American has won 2 Grand Slams and multiple WTA 1000 titles by the age of 21. Yes, Gauff has endured a difficult period in her career, one that has included multiple crushing losses to lower-ranked players. However, even when not playing her best, Gauff always finds a way to dig in. This is undoubtedly her best quality. There can be no doubt that Gauff is the most resilient player on the WTA Tour, and this trait will continue to serve her well moving forward. Steve Johnson responds to the Coco Gauff third-ranked question, a blend of respect, humor, and insight. When it comes to professional tennis, opinions fly faster than a Serena Williams serve. Recently, the conversation has centered around one name, Coco Gauff. Her meteoric rise on the WTA Tour has sparked debates, social media threads, and countless pundit analyses. The question that seems to surface everywhere, sometimes casually, sometimes provocatively, is Coco Gauff the third best player on the WTA Tour? Enter Steve Johnson, former top 50 ADP player, college tennis star, and someone who has long observed both the men's and women's tours with a keen eye. Johnson, known for his measured perspective and quick wit, was asked this very question during a media event last week. His response, a mixture of humor, respect, and insider insight, immediately became a highlight on tennis social media. Third best? Well, that's a big claim, Johnson began, a playful smirk on his face. I mean, Coco's incredible. Her speed, her shot making, her mental toughness at such a young age. She's definitely in the conversation. But when you start ranking players like that, it's always a bit subjective. Some days she might feel like number one. Some days, someone else might edge her out. Johnson's careful wording highlighted a key truth. Tennis rankings can't always capture the full story. While Gauff has racked up impressive wins, including Grand Slam deep runs and victories over top-ranked opponents, the tour is stacked with talent. Aryna Sabalenka, Iga Swiatek, and Jessica Pegula, all top contenders, bring unique styles, making the notion of third best a moving target rather than a fixed label. Yet, what made Johnson's response resonate wasn't just the nuance, it was his genuine admiration. Honestly, watching her play is fun, he continued. She has that mix of power and intelligence. Her footwork is lightning, and she makes adjustments mid-match that even some seasoned players struggle with. It's one thing to hit winners. It's another to think 3 steps ahead while doing it. That's what sets her apart. In a sport where respect among peers often speaks louder than numbers, Johnson's words carry weight. He didn't merely answer the ranking question. He validated Gauff's growth and her place among the elite. His acknowledgement of her mental fortitude and strategic awareness subtly underscored that Gauff's value goes beyond her raw talent. But Johnson didn't stop there. Ever the conversationalist, he added a hint of levity. If she's third, I hope she's giving lessons on how to keep calm when people expect you to be number one at 19. That's a pressure most of us never faced. The room chuckled, and social media quickly seized the line as a perfect summary of Gauff's remarkable poise. Beyond humor and admiration, Johnson's response serves as a reflection on the evolution of the WTA Tour. Today's top players are younger, stronger, and more tactically aware than ever. Coco Gauff embodies this new wave, athleticism, intelligence, and charisma combined. Johnson, with his experience on the ATP, understands that talent alone doesn't secure long-term success. The ability to adapt, to handle pressure, and to evolve as a competitor is equally critical, and Gauff checks all those boxes. What's particularly fascinating about Johnson's take is the lens of a male player analyzing the women's tour. Often, male athletes hesitate to comment on the WTA, either out of respect or fear of misjudgment. Johnson navigates this space gracefully. He doesn't overpraise, nor does he diminish the competition. Instead, he offers a perspective rooted in observation, experience, and appreciation for the craft of tennis itself. The media quickly dissected his response. Analysts highlighted 3 key takeaways. First, that Gauff's place among the elite is undeniable. Second, that labels like third best are inherently fluid. And third, that her mental and tactical growth may matter more than any ranking number. It's this last point, mental agility, that Johnson emphasized most. In tennis, victories are not solely won with forehands and backhands, but with the mind. Gauff's ability to stay composed under pressure, adjust to opponents' strategies, and maintain focus during marathon matches is what makes her a formidable presence on the court. For fans, Johnson's commentary offered validation and context. Yes, Coco Gauff is exceptional. Yes, she belongs in conversations about the top-tier players on the WTA Tour. And yes, rankings are only one piece of a much larger puzzle. For the casual observer, the third best debate is tantalizing. For the tennis aficionado, Johnson's nuanced assessment provides a deeper appreciation of what makes a player truly elite. In conclusion, Steve Johnson's response to the Coco Gauff question is a masterclass in balanced commentary. It mixes humor, admiration, and insight, showing that ranking players is less about rigid numbers and more about understanding the complexities of elite competition. Coco Gauff, according to Johnson, is not just a rising star. She's a strategic, mentally tough, and inspiring force, someone who could very well define the next era of women's tennis. Whether she's officially third best or not, one thing is clear: the WTA Tour is richer, faster, and more exciting with Coco Gauff in the mix, and voices like Johnson's help the world see why. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.